one of Satan's greatest soldiers was King Von.
In the world of hip-hop, few were as formidable as King Von, the infamous demon of O Block, known for striking fear into even Quando Rondo.
Boom bam. I walk from the car. I turn around to walk up. I see a group of, it's like I had an out-of-body experience.
To making Anli Choppa openly acknowledge his ruthless attitude and behavior.
He was dead, bruh. If he wanted you out of there, he'll go do it himself on feet by himself. He was dead.
King Von's reputation was unmatched, with many heavyweights in the rap scene fearing him. Among those who deeply respected his influence and power was FBG Duck, the Chicago rap scene, known for its raw storytelling and ties to the city's gang culture, produced some of hip-hop's most influential. His music, filled with gritty realism, struck a chord with those who shared similar struggles. Duck's breakout hit, Slide, brought him into the limelight and earned him a loyal fan base. On the other hand, King Von, born Davin Daquin Bennett, emerged from the Black Disciples. With his vivid storytelling and raw depictions of street life, Von quickly rose to fame. His debut album, Welcome to O Block, cemented his place in the rap hierarchy. However, their success was overshadowed by a bitter rivalry rooted in the long-standing feud between their respective gangs. This animosity was heightened by personal grievances and a series of diss tracks, escalating tensions to dangerous levels. By the summer of 2020, rumors of a potential hit on FBG Duck began to circulate, with both artists at the peak of their careers. Their music had gained national recognition, but beneath the surface of their success was a simmering conflict that was reaching a deadly climax.
Oh, Duck lied, man. Ain't nothing kick with him, man. We lying.
On the night of November 6, 2020, the simmering tensions between King Von and Quando Rondo erupted outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge in Atlanta. The tragic events that unfolded would forever leave an indelible mark on the hip-hop world, altering the lives of everyone involved and sparking a larger conversation about the dangers of rivalries within the industry. As the clock ticked past midnight, the atmosphere outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge was charged with anticipation. The venue, a popular spot for nightlife in the city, was packed with people eager to enjoy the evening. Among those present were King Von and his entourage, who had arrived to celebrate the release of his latest project. Little did they know, the night would soon take a tragic turn, one that would echo throughout the hip-hop community.
Then when we found out she was claiming that, what we do? We beat your ass on the bus on Tuka.
According to declassified documents, a confidential informant provided pivotal information central to the investigation into FBG Duck's murder. The informant revealed that King Von initially placed a $50,000 bounty on Duck's life. Dissatisfied with the lack of immediate action, Von allegedly doubled the bounty to $100,000, escalating the already volatile feud. These chains were more than mere jewelry. They underscored the gravity of Von's actions and his commitment to solidifying his street credibility. On August 4, 2020, tragedy struck when FBG Duck was gunned down in broad daylight in Chicago's upscale Gold Coast neighborhood. The brazen attack lasted only 12 seconds, during which 38 shots were fired, with 16 striking Duck. This shocking incident was not only a devastating loss for his family and fans, but also a grim reminder of the high stakes in the rap game. In the aftermath, allegations surfaced that King Von had ordered the $100,000 hit, further intensifying an already tense situation. Meanwhile, King Von shared a deep bond with fellow Chicago rapper Lil Durk, whom he regarded as a mentor and brother. Both artists hailed from O Block, a neighborhood synonymous with both talent and turmoil. Lil Durk, born Durk Derek Banks, began his music career in the early 2010s, combining melodic hooks with raw, authentic lyrics. His early mixtapes, such as I'm a Hitta and Life Ain't No Joke, paved the way for his success. King Von entered his breakout hit Crazy Story became an anthem, skyrocketing him to fame. Despite their brotherly bond, Durk was fully aware of Von's troubled past. Von's history, including being charged with 1 count of murder and 2 counts of attempted murder.
You was in jail for 2 murders?
Yeah, 1 murder and 2 attempts. Just beat.
How you beat that?
What you mean, I beat?
The friendship between Little Durk and King Von was far more than a professional alliance. It was a brotherhood shaped by their shared experiences and struggles. Durk saw in Von a younger version of himself. Fearless, their bond extended beyond music. They didn't just share the recording booth. They also stood side by side in the courtroom, solidifying their loyalty to one another.
Well, we dropped that song. We dropped the song and dropped it like, we did the song and dropped it like a week. We was getting all type of calls. I'm like, damn it. Crazy.
Both Little Durk and King Von found themselves at the center of a high-stakes legal battle, facing serious felony charges, including attempted murder. The charges stemmed from a shocking incident on February 5, 2019, at The Varsity, a popular Atlanta drive-in, where Alexander Witherspoon was allegedly shot and robbed of his Jeep Cherokee and $30,000 in cash. During the probable cause hearing, prosecutors presented their case, while the defense argued self-defense, claiming that Witherspoon had a gun. Both men maintained their innocence, and the charges were eventually dropped in 2022. Next is a name that frequently comes up when King Von is mentioned: the man who played a role in his eventual death, Quando Rondo. The hip-hop scene of the 2010s was fiercely competitive. You either rose to the top or got pushed aside. And among the rising stars were King Von and Quando Rondo. Their paths would cross in a way neither could have anticipated. Born Tion Terrell Bowman in Savannah, Georgia, Quando Rondo carved out his own path in the industry. Growing up in a city filled with challenges, he found solace in music, using it as an outlet to express his struggles and aspirations. His rise to fame began with the release of his debut mixtape, Life Before Fame, in 2018, which showcased his versatility and ability to connect with listeners on a personal level. The project earned him critical acclaim and a growing fan base. Collaborations with prominent artists further boosted his profile, and by the time he released his debut studio album, CAC, in 2020, Quando had firmly established himself as a rising star in the hip-hop scene. Despite their different backgrounds, both King Von and Quando Rondo shared a common ambition: to succeed in the highly competitive world of music. Their journeys were marked by perseverance and a relentless pursuit of their dreams, qualities that endeared them to fans and industry insiders alike. However, as their careers continued to rise, so did the tensions that would eventually lead to their fateful encounter. The events leading up to November 6, 2020, were shaped by a complex web of rivalries and alliances within the hip-hop community. King Von's association with Little Durk and the Family label positioned him as a key figure in the Chicago rap scene, while Quando Rondo's connections in Georgia and beyond solidified his presence in the industry. As their paths began to intersect, the potential for conflict loomed large, fueled by the competitive nature of the music business and the personal dynamics at play.
So that night when you was in the parking lot, what led up to you even being in the parking lots? I know you were sleeping in the car.
On the night of November 6, 2020, the simmering tensions between King Von and Quando Rondo erupted outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge in Atlanta. The tragic events that unfolded would forever leave an indelible mark on the hip-hop world, altering the lives of everyone involved and sparking a larger conversation about the dangers of rivalries within the industry. As the clock ticked past midnight, the atmosphere outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge was charged with anticipation. The venue, a popular spot for nightlife in the city, was packed with people eager to enjoy the evening. Among those present were King Von and his entourage, who had arrived to celebrate the release of his latest project. Little did they know, the night would soon take a tragic turn, one that would echo throughout the hip-hop community.
Go to sleep.
Right, by yourself.
Boom, bam. I walk from the car. I turn around to walk up. I see a group of, it's like I had an out-of-body experience.
Quando Rondo, who was also in Atlanta that night, found himself in a precarious situation. Reports suggest that he was asleep in his car outside the lounge, unaware of the brewing storm. As the night went on, tensions between the two crews began to escalate, fueled by a history of rivalry and perceived slights. The stage was set for a confrontation with devastating consequences. The altercation began when King Von's crew reportedly approached Quando Rondo's vehicle, leading to a heated exchange. While accounts of the incident vary, it is widely believed that King Von acted as the aggressor, confronting Quando in a way that left little room for de-escalation. The situation quickly spiraled out of control, with fists flying and chaos erupting in the parking lot. Amid the melee, Timothy Lil Tim Leaks, a close associate of Quando Rondo, took decisive action. Described by some as an act of self-defense, Little Tim pulled out a firearm and fatally shot King Von. The sound of gunfire shattered the night, sending shockwaves through the crowd and leaving everyone present in a state of disbelief.
In my head, I'm like, why somebody with my little brother, you feel me? It's like, that's what's really going through my head at the moment when it first popped.
Fast forward to November 25, 2022, Quando Rondo dropped a bombshell with the release of 3860, a joint album with NBA YoungBoy. The track Want Me Dead reignited the feud with its provocative lyrics targeting King Von and his sister, Cabe. The track was a calculated move, adding fuel to the fire and ensuring that the rivalry remained a hot topic in the hip-hop community. Next, the focus shifts to the suspected killer of King Von, Little Tim, and what led him to pull the trigger. Known off-stage as Timothy Leaks, Little Tim found himself embroiled in a dispute that would forever alter his life. The tension was thick as he faced King Von, a figure whose reputation struck fear into many. As the night unfolded at the Monaco Hookah Lounge, fear and adrenaline collided, leading to a violent encounter that left the hip-hop community reeling. Little Tim, born Timothy Leaks, hails from Savannah, Georgia. He was a rising figure in the hip-hop scene, known for his association with fellow rapper Quando Rondo. Little Tim's life had already been marred by legal troubles. In August 2020, authorities seized a cache of firearms and 15 pounds of marijuana from his possession, leading to charges of conspiracy to violate the Georgia Controlled Substance Act, theft by receiving stolen property, and obstruction. These charges painted a picture of a young man entangled in a world of crime, struggling to balance his aspirations with the harsh realities of his environment. The relationship between Little Tim and King Von was not one of friendship, but rather rivalry, exacerbated by their associations with different factions within the rap community. Little Tim's close ties with Quando Rondo, who had his own tensions with King Von, added another layer of complexity to their relationship. The animosity between these groups simmered beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to erupt. On the night of November 6, 2020, the stage was set for a fateful encounter. The Monaco Hookah Lounge in Atlanta, a popular nightlife destination, became the meeting point for these two groups. As the night progressed, the atmosphere grew tense. Little Tim, along with Quando Rondo and their entourage, found themselves in the same vicinity as King Von and his crew. TMZ reported that prior to the brawl, Quando Rondo was napping in his car outside the nightclub. He woke up to find King Von and his crew angrily approaching him and his associates. Footage showed Von throwing punches at Quando Rondo before the gunfight broke out. In the midst of the chaos, gunfire erupted, shattering the night and sending shockwaves through the crowd. The sound of shots being fired added a new level of terror to an already volatile situation.
Well, you pull out and you shoot 4 times.
Yeah, the gun jammed.
Oh, the gun jammed?
Yeah.
After the 4th shot?
Probably like the 3rd shot.
It was in this moment of confusion and fear that the tragic outcome.
In that moment of confusion and fear, the tragic outcome was sealed. King Von, a rising star in the hip-hop world, was struck by gunfire and fell to the ground, mortally wounded. The scene was one of horror and disbelief as those present grappled with the sudden and violent turn of events. As the dust began to settle, the full extent of the tragedy became clear. In addition to King Von, 5 other individuals were shot and wounded during the altercation, including Little Tim, who was identified as a key figure in the incident. The police quickly moved to secure the area, providing medical assistance to the injured and beginning the process of piecing together the sequence of events that had led to such a devastating outcome.
You end up getting shot twice?
Right.
Well, what parts of the body?
I get shot in my right hip bone, and I get shot on my ass. It go in and out.
Up next is another popular rapper who was allegedly always at odds with King Von, NBA YoungBoy. Born Kentrell Deshaun Gowden, NBA YoungBoy emerged from the streets of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, with a raw and authentic style that quickly resonated with fans. His journey to fame was marked by a turbulent upbringing, legal troubles, and a relentless work ethic that saw him release a series of successful mixtapes. By the time he was in his late teens, YoungBoy had already established himself as a force to be reckoned with in the hip-hop industry, known for his emotive storytelling and gritty lyrics. As YoungBoy and Von climbed the ranks, their paths inevitably crossed, leading to whispers of tension between the two.
People told me you and YoungBoy was beefing or something like that. You said something about what happened, Von? What's going on with you, man?
They be saying that a lot. It's like we got the same interests.
The whispers about NBA YoungBoy and King Von grew louder after NBA YoungBoy released Bring the Hook, which contained a direct diss towards King Von's O Block. The track ignited a firestorm of responses, especially from Lil Durk and others in the Chicago rap scene, further escalating the rivalry between the two artists. This created more drama in the hip-hop community, leading to even more public tension. The release of Bring the Hook marked a pivotal moment in the ongoing feud between NBA YoungBoy and King Von. Dropped ahead of his Colors mixtape, the song quickly became the talk of the town, particularly in Chicago. NBA YoungBoy's lyrics took a direct shot at the notorious O Block, where King Von's legacy was deeply rooted. With the line "O Block Pat get rolled up" seen as a blatant diss, this stirred up emotions among Chicago natives and King Von's fans. Lil Durk, King Von's close friend and collaborator, quickly responded on social media, flexing stacks of cash and chains with a caption that read, "Don't claim it if you ain't do it. You still a explicit," which was clearly aimed at NBA YoungBoy's bold claims. Von's sister, Kade B, also chimed in on Twitter, calling out YoungBoy for his lack of authenticity, writing, "On demon time in the house, on house arrest, in these streets." This backlash contributed to the growing narrative that NBA YoungBoy was intimidated by King Von. Many felt that YoungBoy's diss track was a defensive move, trying to assert dominance in a situation where he may have felt threatened, especially considering that YoungBoy was on house arrest at the time. Next, we turn to another tragic figure from the Chicago rap scene, Tuka Tuka Gregory, a 15-year-old rapper who was shot dead by King Von's gang. Tuka's story reflects the harsh realities of gang culture in Chicago. At just 15 years old, Tuka became involved with the Gangster Disciples, placing him in direct opposition to the Black Disciples, the gang with which King Von was affiliated. Tuka's death in 2012 was a retaliatory act tied to the ongoing gang war between these two factions. Tuka's death quickly became a controversial topic within hip-hop culture. Chief Keef and later King Von referenced Tuka in their music, with Chief Keef using the phrase "smoking Tuka" in his lyrics, which became a widely recognized, though deeply disrespectful, slang term. King Von also referenced Tuka in his 2020 track All These, further embedding Tuka's name in the narrative of gang violence and rivalry. This reference, however, was painful for Tuka's mother, Dominique Boyd, who expressed frustration over the use of her son's death in such a disrespectful manner in the music. Tuka's death and the ensuing references in music highlighted the cycle of violence in Chicago streets, showing how deeply gang rivalries can influence the lives and careers of young artists. Finally, we look at Little Reese, another close associate of King Von, who hails from Chicago's South Side. Born Terrace Taylor, Little Reese grew up surrounded by the challenges of street life, but found a way out through music. Inspired by the raw energy of his environment, Reese began to express his experiences through rap. His breakthrough came in the early 2010s when he collaborated with Chief Keef on the track I Don't Like. The song's success helped propel both artists into the rap scene, solidifying Little Reese's place in Chicago's drill music movement.
Von were really close growing up together.
The paths of Little Reese and King Von intersected in a dynamic world where collaboration and competition went hand in hand. They were connected through mutual friends and shared experiences, and their collaborations both on and off the mic showcased the chemistry between them. Tracks like So Many and Whoever highlighted their synergy, with each artist adding their unique touch to the music. These collaborations not only strengthened their bond, but also cemented their places as key figures in the Chicago rap scene. However, beneath the surface of their partnership, a complex dynamic existed. While Little Reese was known for his fearless persona, King Von's growing influence in the rap industry created an intriguing tension between them. Von's rise posed a challenge to Reese, who was already an established figure in the game. This shift in dynamics may have contributed to a sense of intimidation or rivalry, with Reese navigating the changing landscape of Chicago rap. Despite these underlying tensions, the two men remained close until King Von's tragic death. Little Reese confessed that hearing about Von's passing from his girlfriend made him deeply sad, showing that despite their differences, the bond they shared was significant. For Omini,
when you heard that news that night and then you saw that video, what went through your head?
Man, my girl woke me up and told me like, yo, homie just got killed. I was like, what you mean, who? She was like, Von. And then I got on the internet and I seen everything. I was like, yeah, I was just like, I was f***ed up.
Von was a man who commanded both love and hate in equal measure. His fans and enemies shared one undeniable thing in common: a deep respect and fear for him. This respect, coupled with the fear he instilled, has ensured that his name remains relevant even after his death. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out our other awesome content on the channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.